In your professional opinion, do you think the next 4 years is going to be a booming market for the U.S. economy? And have you ever been broke?
Oh, yeah.
How do you view failure, and what advice can you give to people? You have tons of Gen Z who watch your content, right? Who comment on your content.
Yep.
What advice would you give to the Gen Zs who don't want to work but expect pay for the work that they don't do?
Very good question. It took me 10 years to hit my first 7 figures. 10 years. I hate the government. I do not believe any candidate is coming to save you or I. I didn't come from money. So my family, we had to work really hard to get up to the poverty line. I can remember people coming to my door to give my family food for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Like, we did not come from money.
Inspiring.
So everything I have is because I persevered.
I had a question in regards to the current Trump administration.
Yes.
What do you forecast as far as for families, in regards to family trust, asset protection? What do you forecast as far as with the new administration coming in, with Doge obviously doing what they're doing? What are your thoughts on that?
So I'm an unapologetic capitalist.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate the government. I do not believe any candidate is coming to save you or I, right? But what I do know is that policy does move the markets. And the current administration has a policy initiative that is to give back to the electorate that actually put them in office. And that is a lot of business owner age type of people who are not necessarily making $5 million a year. These are people who are making anywhere from $50,000 a year to maybe $300,000 a year. So if you're targeting what type of policies he's probably going to be bringing in, you can just look at what he's already said. He's not really good at hiding. He doesn't try to come up with manipulations, although everyone thinks he does. He literally tells you what he's going to do, and then he does it, and everyone gets surprised. I don't get it. But here's the thing. When it comes to the tax environment, he's already said no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. Those are all actually huge things. Why? Because the vast majority of people who actually stimulate the economy are people who are making between $50,000 to $300,000 a year.
So, in your professional opinion, do you think the next 4 years is going to be a booming market for the U.S. economy?
Very good question. Is the next 4 years going to be booming for the economy? I believe by the end of 4 years, we're all going to be very happy for what has happened. But what I do believe is going to happen is probably over the next few months, we're going to start to feel some major problem. And the reason for it is because of the past 4 years, the media has been hiding and the government's been hiding what's actually happening in our country. They've been talking about inflation coming down. Has anyone bought eggs recently?
Oh, yeah.
Inflation hasn't come down, right? But it won't come down in the next 2 weeks either. But what will happen is the truth will be talked about. And when people start hearing about the challenges in the economy, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. So there's likely to be some contraction that happens first, the pain we must go through in order to get to the outcome we desire. But if you look at what Trump did in his first term and what he's talking about doing in this term, it's actually pretty productive for business owners. Everyone in this room has an opportunity to seize on this amazing wave that could come. Now, listen, I'm not saying I like the human being, right? I'm not talking about him as a person. The policy is what I care about, right? Because I don't believe he personally is going to come to save me. He's not going to save you or you or you or you. The only person that can do that is you. You have to save yourself. So take advantage of every opportunity that comes. And if what is going to happen creates an opportunity for you and you don't take advantage of it, shame on you.
So first of all, I want to say thank you for everything you're doing here and you're giving us your expertise. I have a YouTube channel. I'm a real estate investor. We coach, mentor people.
Love it.
You've Edward verified a couple of my videos.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel, about 400 million views, and you've caught a couple of my videos. People have tagged you in it, and I got you back. So that's perfect. No, it's a mutual relationship. It's been great. Thank you so much. One last question, and this is a bit off topic. How do you view failure, and what advice can you give to people?
So failure is not getting back up. It's a choice, right? Every other thing is an opportunity to learn. It can be painful, but it's an opportunity. The only time it would ever be considered failure by me is if you just choose to stop, right? And it's not even me saying that that's failure. That's just you not reaching the potential you have. So Michelangelo, I think it was Michelangelo that was asked, like, how does he come up with the amazing sculpture? And all he does is cut away. Exactly. I cut away the marble. The statue is already there. You already have the opportunity. Each and every one of you have the opportunity because, one, think about what age we're living in. I predate Google and YouTube, guys. Like my business, it was really hard. It was really, really hard to make money when I was starting. Really hard. It took me 10 years to hit my first 7 figures. 10 years. Again, I don't talk gross. Gross is stupid. Okay? So we live in an age where we can leverage technology in ways that was unheard of just 10 years ago. And if you're not taking advantage of it, then yeah, maybe that's failure.
You have tons of Gen Z who watch your content, right? Who comment on your content. Yep. What advice would you give to the Gen Zs who don't want to work but expect pay for the work that they don't do?
Yeah, listen, no one could do the push-up for you, right? I could teach you how to do a push-up. I can model it for you. I can watch you do the push-up and give you some corrective counsel, but I can't put the muscle on you. You have to do that yourself. But here's the beautiful thing. The world is like the gym. You going to the gym and gaining muscle does not take muscle away from someone else. Opportunity is infinitely abundant. Everything you want in life can be had if it is possible. If it's possible, right? I'm not talking about the impossible here, right? I'm not talking about how to get to Pluto, because I don't know anyone who's ever been there, right? I don't know anyone who's ever been to Pluto. But if you ask me, Edward, how do I get to 30,000 feet? I can tell you that because it's possible. Go to the airport, buy a ticket, go through security, get on the plane, stay on the plane when it takes off. Possible, you can reverse engineer, but think about it. If you want outcome, what was every start of what I just said? It was a verb. Go to the airport, buy a ticket. The only way to get outcome is to take action. If you're not taking action, shame on you.
Last question. Have you ever been broke?
Oh, yeah.
Tell us about that.
I've been broke many. I didn't come from money. So my family, we had to work really hard to get up to the poverty line. I can remember people coming to my door to give my family food for Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Like, we did not come from money.
Inspiring.
So everything I have is because I persevered. But I did not do it alone because I didn't learn any of this stuff in school. Like, raise your hand. Anyone get financial literacy in school?
No way.
No. So the only other place that it happens is at the kitchen table, but my parents were not financially literate, so I didn't learn from them either. So what I had to do is I personally had to hit my rock bottom where I was willing to ask for help. And I found individuals that had achieved the 30,000 feet.
Love it.
Right? And then I just started asking questions so that I could reverse engineer the steps. Find a mentor. That doesn't have to be someone in person. You could read a book that they've written. You could watch a podcast that they're on. You could get involved in their communities. You could follow them on social media. Or you could come to events like this at roundtables and ask questions.